Today we are going to be ranking every fish in Fortnite. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. This will probably be on the quicker side of tier list videos because of course there are so many fish in the game. We are going all the way from S to the D tier. I don't know, I thought about putting an F tier for one particular fish that's going to be on the list. I don't know if you can guess what that would be, but regardless, I am a big fan of fish. I am somebody who thinks that Epic Games should always have fish in the loot pool. There's no reason as to why all of them should not be here, with the exception of one that might be a little bit too overpowered. So let's get into it. I'd love to hear what you think down below. The cuttlefish acts a little bit like a proximity mine. I thought that these ones were always very underrated. You could throw them very quickly. They detonate very quickly. It was a little bit wonky to get used to, but once you got used to the timing of them, I guess, I don't want to say speed throw, like just, you know, once you get the rhythm of placing it, because the proximity mine takes a little bit longer, it was pretty underrated, although I never really found myself using them all too much. I'm going to put it in the B tier. It could be useful, but there are definitely better fish out there. The flopper, tried and true, gives you 40 health. You just heal with this flopper. There is no special gimmick about it. How do you rank the flopper? How do you rank just the healing fish? Because, oh, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. By the way, I'm ranking them on how good I think the fish are, not necessarily how much I personally like them. I guess the flopper would just be a B tier, right? Because having floppers are very, very quick healing. They're always good to have on hand. The slurpfish would be better, but yeah, I don't think it's as handy as the cuttlefish. You have a stack of cuttlefish, these things can be quite deadly. They can blow through builds too. Also, going to go into the B tier, I'm going to put the flopper. The hop flopper. I don't know about you guys, but this one might be my favorite fish. I don't know. We're going to be talking about the rest of them. I haven't decided what one's my favorite yet. We're going to be going through it. But I love having the little hop rock effect. Of course, when you eat this, you get a little bit of a heal. You start hopping. Just so it's like the I can't remember the augment. There was an augment that was really, really handy in Chapter 4 Season 1. Everybody loved it. Hop Flopper kind of gives you that same effect. They're exactly the same as the Hop Rocks over at Dusty Depot. The Hop Flopper is my go-to, or at least it was my go-to when it was in the loot pool. This one is going to go into the S tier. Now, the jellyfish. The jellyfish is just a chug splash. In a lot of metas, you already have chug splashes. Now we have gold splashes. We have a ton of things to replace a jellyfish. When you're going fishing, this is definitely not the fish that I want to hold on to. Yes, I can heal my teammates, but there are other items for that. This one is going to go into the C tier. The Midas Flopper makes your entire inventory gold. This one is a 1 in 100 catch at the agency only. I never caught this fish. So I'm not going to take rarity into account here, guys. The functionality of it is a very strong fish. Very strong. Making your entire inventory gold can be a game changer. I don't know if it's going to be a hot take or not. I don't think it's an S tier. I don't think it offers the same utility as a hop flopper offers, so I'm going to be putting this one into the A tier. The mythic goldfish. The mythic goldfish, guys. I have never had the privilege of fishing one of these out. I'm still on my mission, by the way. I will be catching a mythic goldfish before my time with Fortnite is over, and that's going to be years and years down the road. So I have lots of time to catch a mythic goldfish. I know they're in reload. Everybody who picks up a mythic goldfish in reload is a fake fisherman. Every time I see it, I refuse. The only time I'm going to be touching a mythic goldfish is when I fish one out, okay? But it's a one-shot kill. You throw it at somebody. I don't even know if it has splash damage. Regardless, this thing is insanely, insanely hard to use, but you can't just count out a one-shot kill. If you're like in close proximity with somebody, it's probably pretty easy to hit somebody with. I'm going to be putting the mythic goldfish into the A tier, right behind the Midas Flopper. Now the Rift Fish. This is the one that I can understand people, you know, wanting vaulted, but even then I would still argue that it shouldn't be vaulted because it is a fish. It's difficult to get, especially if you have the loot pool like littered with all these fish. Getting them is no big deal. You worked for it, you got it. The Rift Fish is great. You use it. I don't even remember if you heal from it. You probably heal about 15 health if I had to imagine, but you spawn a Rift. Very, very useful. You want to escape a fight, you want to travel, whatever it may be. This is a great fish. This is going to go into the S tier right with the hop flopper. The shadow flopper. This heals you and turns you into a shadow ghoul. Is that what it was called? It turns you into the shadow person. Not to be confused with the shadow bombs where you... How am I supposed to describe that? The shadow bomb where you actually walked around and you had the double jump. It's not that. It's from Chapter 1, Season 6. That kind of shadow. Once you turned into you had the shadow stones. It's the shadow fish. Does the exact same thing. So you can jump really high. You're difficult to see, although you still are invisible, and you can get that little dash where you go through things. This is very useful. It helps your movement a ton. You can hide from people. You can escape fights very quickly. I think the Shadow Flopper is also going to go into the A tier. I'm going to put it right between the Midas Flopper and the Mythic Goldfish. Now the Shieldfish. Kind of the same as a Flopper. Heals you for 40 health, or shield, excuse me. The Flopper does health. The Shieldfish does shield. It offers the same kind of utility, so I'm going to put this one right next to the Flopper. The Slurpfish is better than the two. Whatever healing you need, it will give you 40 health of, like, health first, and then it's going to get into your shields. Very solid fish. Every time that I fish, I want to keep these in my inventory. It's the perfect fish to have, okay? For healing wise, okay? I'm going to put the shield, or excuse me, the Slurpfish. I'm going to put it right behind the Shadow Flopper. No, I don't know, man. No, the other ones are better. I'm going to put it at the bottom of A tier, okay? Now the Small Fry. Heals here for 15 health. Nothing else. This is the worst fish in the game. It's not worth helping. It's not worth carrying. You'd rather keep band-aids, medkit, whatever it may be. This is going to be our first D tier. The Snowy Flopper. I thought about putting this into the F tier, but it does have some uses. If you're on a giant hill, it's very situational. If you're on a giant hill and you need to get away quickly, if you need to travel fast, you can eat this. You can get icy feet. You can heal just a little bit. It has a particular use. Other than that, it does nothing but hurt you throughout the game. The Snowy Flopper is the worst fish in the entire game. It is going into the D tier. Now the Spicy Fish gives you a movement boost. Gives you a little bit of a speedy boost. I think it's solid. It's like eating a pepper. Very useful for fights. To get that little edge on somebody is pretty good. You can move faster, like travel distance faster as well. It's a solid fish. It's a very, very good fish. Not nearly as good as the Hot Flopper in my opinion. That is my favorite one to use. But this one's going to go into the A tier as well. I'm going to put the Spicy Fish right in front of the Mythic Goldfish. Now for the Stink Fish. This one, actually, I don't recall if you can eat this one for healing. You probably can. But you can chuck this thing and create a smoke bomb. It's a little bit, unless they updated it at the time, it was a little bit bigger than a stink cloud, like they were the actual stink bombs. It was very underrated. And yeah, sorry to put a little bit of a jump cut there, guys. I just looked it up, so this does heal you. I remembered that correctly. You can either eat the stink fish for some health, or you can throw it at people, and the stink bomb, like the stink effect, is very, very strong and underrated in Fortnite. This is a great fish. This one is going to go into the A tier. I'm going to put it at the top of A tier. I think this is an excellent fish. For an underrated fish, though, the Thermal Fish. You eat this, you heal up a little bit, then you get a thermal effect. And the thermal effect lasted a decent amount of time, too. Like, I would say if you ate it, you would last, depending on how long your fight is. But a regular Fortnite fight, I think it would last. Like, the thermal is so underrated, in my opinion. And every time that there was a thermal weapon in Fortnite, I really, really, really liked it. Except maybe that one DMR that they added in Chapter 5. I think it was Chapter 5. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. Was it Chapter 5? That's going to bother me now. I'm out of date on my Fortnite terms today, guys. My Fortnite facts are lacking. Anyways, the Thermal Fish is very strong. I think it's a great fish. Is it as good as the ones in the A tier, though? I'm going to go with no. But this is going to run the B tier. Because, like, I would much rather have all of these in a fight than I would a Thermal Fish. I just believe the Thermal Fish to be underrated. Now, for the Vendetta Flopper, the Flopper that I don't even know if they ended up fixing. This one, I believe, was a 1 in 100 chance. I think it was, unless they updated it. It was rare when it first came into the game. And I know that it didn't work for so long in Chapter 2. Yet what was supposed to happen is you would eat it. It would mark the nearest enemy player. But most of the time that it was in the game, I don't know if they ever updated it. You ate it, it just gave you a little bit of healing, and it didn't work. I'm not aware if they ever fixed that bug or not. I don't think they did. But the Vendetta Flopper, man, like, I have no experience with it working. Assuming that it works properly, okay? Assuming that it actually marks the closest player, it's just an okay fish, man. It's just an okay fish. I'm going to put this one at the bottom of B tier. And finally, we have the 0-point Flopper. Heals you a little bit and gives you that 0-point dash. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but the 0-point Flopper and the 0-point effect is something that I really, really liked using. It's right up there with the Hot Flopper, in my opinion, to have that little bit of a dash. If you got good at using, like, a strong shotgun, like, when this was in the game, Chapter 2, Season 5, you had the Dragon's Breath shotgun, which could one-shot opponents. You got used to that dash, and you dash at somebody, one-shot them. You stuff that barrel down their throat. Very, very good. You can have great movement with it. This is one of those things, it's not like the Spicy Fish where people can track you. You can really throw some people off with the 0-point effect, and I think it's an excellent effect to have. Although, I just gassed it up so much, I don't think it's as good as the Hop Flopper still. To just have that little bit of an edge and a jump, I think is incredible. Plus, you can negate fall damage. I don't think I ever mentioned that. This one is going to go in between the Hop Flopper and the Rift Fish. And with that being said, guys, is my ranking for every fish in Fortnite. I think these are so underrated, and I will be saying it until the day I die, man. I believe that all of these fish, with the exception of the Midas Flopper because it was so special, but even then, like, that's the only one I could get leaving out. And if people really didn't want the Rift Fish in, I'd be okay with that as well. But the fish do not clog up the loot pool. It is something that could offer a lot of different, unique abilities in certain fights. I miss the gimmicks that Fortnite really brought, and something like the Hop Flopper, the 0-point Flopper, the Rift Fish. For the people who want to use those, they can use them, and it does not clog up the loot pool. I wish that Epic Games would add all of the fish back, guys. Let me know what you would rank every single fish and what you think about fish in general. I don't know if I've ever said the word fish so many times in my life. Thank you very much for being here and watching, guys. We also recently did a tier list video ranking every single Fortnite LTM. I would love to have you over at that video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care.